Now we played with elephant trunk at the end of class. You can come into this a couple different ways, right? And one way you can really prep for it is just by setting yourself up like so, lifting your butt up. I mean, I'm not doing much, but just working on lifting my butt, trying to find that push I'm always talking about. And you can do this if that butt just seems impossibly heavy. I get it, I've been there. You'll place your blocks down, push into the blocks, lift up. Keep squeezing, right? This right knee might want to go out. You want to squeeze it in, use that inner thigh, push into the blocks, lower down. Yeah. Then maybe you'll hook, push into the blocks, maybe lift that leg up. Right, now notice if my knee is where my armpit is, or where my elbow is, my armpit's way up there. If my knee is where my elbow is, I'm at risk of hurting that joint and I can't really get up there. So if the hips are tight, right, make sure the hips are warm. Now if you're like, okay, I got this, lifting up. I don't even really have to hold on here. Next step is, right, because you're using that inner thigh. That was the reason you don't have to hold on. Next step is, right, you'd work the arm underneath. Now I got a nice little shelf for it. It's above my elbow, right? And I got some place for it to rest, right by my armpit. So I'm squeezing in with this inner thigh, squeezing that knee in. I'm active through my legs, right? We often forget about our feet, but I want to keep my feet active. So I'm going to be active through my feet. Now I want to try to close the gap between this calf and this thigh, right? This hamstring. So I'm squeezing my calf and my hamstring together, basically trying to squeeze the life out of my arm right here. I'll lift up, hook, squeeze my knees together. Maybe come back out. Now, you can also do this from the seated position, the squeeze of the knees. It may be easier for some people, more difficult for others, right? Different techniques work for different people, right? Our minds just work differently, our bodies work differently. So you could try that from the seated position where you squeeze, ground down. First you hook, right? And when I hook, I want to try to squeeze my knees together. So I keep my seat grounded, I squeeze, pull forward, extend. So you can get into it that way as well. And then one last thing